The Hangar 9 from Horizon Hobby, Ov-10 Bronco, is in these two massive boxes, and we're pulling this thing out of these boxes today. This one was just for shock value, has nothing to do with this aircraft. Hi, Nez. Nez is going to help out. Let's pull the stuff out of these boxes. So the Bronco is a bit of a unique project. We've got this aircraft, we're doing the unboxing. What's happening with this aircraft once we've unboxed it is we're going to put it back in the box, and it is going out for refinishing. So a very unique project. We're going to be stripping the covering off of this aircraft. This aircraft comes covered. So we're going to be stripping the covering off the aircraft. It will get glassed, and then it's going to get painted. Once it's painted, it's going to get panel lines installed. It's going to be weathered. It's going to have nomenclature installed, and then it's also getting a pair of drop tanks built for it as well too. So it's going to be a super unique Ov-10 Bronco. And to finish it all off, when that comes back from the refinishing process, we are going to be setting this plane up as an electric install. So a lot of very unique things happening. We will cover all the equipment that's going in the aircraft when it comes back, but a basic rundown is we're using Jetty everywhere, MKS servos, Jetty speed controls for full telemetry readout and everything. It's going to be a really cool setup. All right, so I really want the detail to show up on this, but if you look, you can see that it is printed covering. So from a distance, it's going to look pretty cool. I don't think it'll be, well, obviously this plane's been out for a while, but from the distance, it's pretty neat looking. But when you actually look up close, you can see all the printed dots and everything. So it's okay. But like I said, refinishing this thing is really going to transform it. Getting it covered, getting it painted, getting it weathered is going to look amazing. So anyways, let's get back to the unboxing. So we'll continue pulling this thing apart, but I do suspect that we probably will end up building a crate for it. I think that's going to make the most sense, but I just want to give you guys a perspective of what it looks like when it comes out of the package. So anyways, let's continue on. All right, so we're just going to find a safe place to put this one wing, and we will undo our next one. For the purposes of covering everything, it is nice that everything is lined up as far as hinging goes, but none of the hinging looks to be done already, which is great, because if all the hinging was done, it would be a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, I think that's going to work out well. All right, so second wing. We've got a couple other parts in here, some more stuff underneath. All right, we got a bunch of aluminum tubes just kind of scattered in here, all taped in place. Definitely went nuts on the tape. All right, so this is just a little hatch, it looks like. Nothing overly exciting. And what do we got underneath? So this looks like the big center section and our elevator. We got a decal package. All right, so we'll open up our second wing. All right, so just like the other wing, all printed, pretty monstrous looking wing. And pretty typical construction here. So we've got, it's just a built up wing, right? So we've got balsa everywhere. We've got a plastic phenolic tube or wing tube, a receiving tube, and looks pretty straightforward. We've got a clamp system right here. We have to put a hole in the covering, so those are some things to keep in mind when we redo the outside, is we probably are going to end up leaving those holes wide open so that we can access our pinch system that's in there. So anyways, looks good. Second wing. So now we'll do our center wing section. I think here is next. All right, so I'm just going to do this carefully. We've got our other flaps that are coming off here. And they used, when they started the bubble wrap, they used sticky tape, like Scotch tape, and it doesn't do very well with the covering. Wing looks good, our center section looks good. It's basically the same kind of setup, obviously, as the other wings, same covering and everything, and it looks fine. I'll show you guys the flap section here for the inner flaps. It is painted brown, which is kind of nice, rather than just having raw wood on there. That's nice to see, but pretty typical construction. All right, so our decal package, we'll just set that aside, and we've got our last piece, which is our, looks like our elevator. This aircraft's, I mean, if you're watching this, you're probably familiar with it, but it's kind of like a, almost like a boomerang, right? It's like a twin boom kind of setup. It's kind of unique for sure. It's a bit of an ugly duckling. Some people like the looks of it. Some people don't like the looks of it. Flies amazing because it's such a massive wing area. All right. Again, same thing. We got Scotch tape holding down the bubble wrap where it started. Didn't peel the covering up on that one. On the center wing section, it peeled the covering up a little bit, but that one was fine. That's a huge surface. Wow. So here's a close-up shot of the horizontal stab or the elevator. Again, looks good from a distance, but when you're up close, you can tell that it's printed covering, but kind of a cool look for sure. Nothing wrong with it, just being honest. All right, so let's take a look at what's in our little boxes here and see. All right, so our bigger of the two boxes, because there's 3 things in there, I wouldn't be surprised if that is landing gear stuff. Oh no, this is the, what do you call them, the nacelles or whatever? Yes. All right, so very well packaged. It's actually nice that they put the cardboard inside there. That is awesome. Well done, Hangar 9 Horizon Hobby. That is very good packaging. Nice to see. And then in this guy, just a little plug here for you guys. We are doing a master class here in the shop. Not entirely sure about the details yet, but if you want to be informed about the master class, shoot me an email, thelightersideofrc@gmail.com. I'll add you to the list. Once we get the master class sorted out and all the details sorted out, you guys that email me will be the first ones to know about the course and all the details. We're going to do it in the springtime here in the shop. It's going to be probably an entire Saturday, half a day Sunday. You'll be responsible to get here, and we'll take care of the rest. So shoot me an email if you're interested. I think it's going to be a blast. Very small course, and you'll be able to pick my brain and go cover whatever topics you want to cover. That's going to be how it's organized. So thelightersideofrc@gmail.com. Feel free to shoot me an email. And what do we got? We got, looks like engine mounts. They say Bronco on them. So there's all of our hardware package for the engine mounting. We've got spinners. We've got fuel tanks. Oh, this one's heavy. We've got all of our hardware. Accessories for engine, for gear door set. That's cool. We've got a CG jig along with string and some pins and bolts and stuff. So that's cool. We're just going to put all this stuff back in the box. So it's all together. Nothing will get lost. And we know everything is with the plane. Okay, so that's box number 1. We're going to set this guy aside and we'll open up box number 2. Okay, so second box is open here, and we basically have a very large box in here, which probably has the fuselage. We've got these two guys, which probably has the booms. We've got our manual as well too. Nice thing about this aircraft, if you're not familiar with it, is, I mean, you can see how it comes packaged. Everything is in pieces, right? So you got your main fuselage part, you've got your booms, which I think we've got in our skinny boxes here. Everything else is pieced together, which is just really nice. Makes, when we crate this thing up, the crate's actually going to be a reasonable size as well too, because we can disassemble the entire plane. Also for shipping or for transport, you know, if you had a small vehicle, I don't think it's necessarily crazy to think that you could fit it in a small car. I don't think that would be a problem. So, all right, so in this guy, so in here we've got, what do we got here? Looks like maybe, well, we've got tires first of all. And again, everything is absolutely taped like crazy. Okay, so this plane comes with a center drop tank, which is what's in here. We're not going to pull it out. We've got some wing pylons, I believe. That's what these guys are. So these will be the pylons that mount under the wings. We got a bag of scaly bits here. So these are all little scale pieces. So that's what's in there. All right, we've got the missiles that are mounted on the underwing pylons. That's what's in there. Not sure what that is, but we've got a bag full of them. And we've got a pilot figure here. That's kind of neat. Kind of neat to see it come with a pilot figure. Nothing extraordinary, not overly detailed, but it is in there, which is cool. So I was expecting the booms to be in this bag, but I suspect they may be in the box. I suspect they may be in the second box here. So let's set this guy aside. Oh, we've got this is a box and there's one underneath. That's what's going on here. So this stuff individually is very light. Like this box doesn't weigh a ton. I don't know what's in there, but we'll find out very soon. I definitely don't cheap out on cardboard, that's for sure. This is like triple boxed. All right, so we've got fuselage in here. So that's cool. We're gonna unwrap this guy. And I'm gonna give you guys a bit of perspective here on our shop situation. This Hangar 9 Ov-10 comes with a ridiculous amount of packing material. And I feel a little claustrophobic right now because we're getting fairly tight. But yeah, there's stuff everywhere. Okay, so we have tape holding everything down. We got a whole lot of bubble wrap on this thing, which is nice because it's a fairly large size piece. Nice to see they protected it very well. So underneath the bubble wrap, they have installed more foamy wrap over top of the canopy, which is very nice to see. So when the kits come pre-glassed, it's always can be a little bit scary. They did a great job protecting this thing. We got wax paper holding everything together. Great job, Horizon. Good packing. All right. So there's our canopy and glass all put together. So I'm not going to unwrap this too far, but you can see there they did a great job. It's all, I'm not sure if that's painted. It looks like it's just covering that's installed because you can see the cut lines on it. But this is all nicely done and in one piece. All right, so that canopy glass I think gets installed on the cockpit, which is cool. Nice dash layout on here. The cockpit could use some more detail, and that is being detailed, which is nice when it goes off to Joe. There we go. Okay, so there's the cockpit out. Nice tubs, nice layup. So the canopy does get mounted to this, which is good. So this all stays protected and enclosed, but there's definitely room for a lot more detail on this thing. So stay tuned for that, guys, because I know this is gonna look really cool when it comes back. All right, and here's a shot with the canopy off. So that's what the inside of the cockpit looks like, or inside of the fuselage. So this is basically the main part of the fuselage, right? There's nothing that really gets extended. The booms come extended, but that's what we're looking at. So nice construction, balsa everywhere, so it's nice and light. We've got aluminum gear mounts, which is awesome. Looks like there's a enclosed tub for the gear as well, which is great. So very cool design. I like it. Looks good. Very nice. All right, so I'll see if I can flip this over. Now, generally when we're undoing a jet, we would put the entire thing together, but I'm not going to do that in this case because it's getting redone. So we're just gonna leave it just like this, and want to make sure we can package this back up together and it's going to look awesome. So yeah, so that looks good. So I'm going to set this guy aside. We're going to put the cockpit back on. Put our canopy glass back on. And then get this guy packaged up. All right, and our last box is this guy here, which I suspect is going to have the booms in it. And it does. All right, guys, so since we're not assembling this thing, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop one of these booms out, and we will unwrap one of them, and we're gonna leave the other stuff wrapped up. And I'm just curious to see the construction methods and how they put these things together. So now I'm assuming this is also wood construction, but yeah, it is. I can see the wood in there. Wow, that's quite a piece. So if I put this thing on the ground, so right now it's resting on the ground. It is like just under 6 feet long. Very rigid, actually. That's quite surprising for being all wood. This looks like an airplane fuselage all by itself. All right, I'm gonna bring this close to you guys and show you what it looks like. That's pretty cool. Okay, so here's our inside shot. We'll start at the front here. So this is where the engines mount to. It looks like there is carbon laminated wood for the engine box, which is good. So that is there. They've pre-painted that black. And then looking inside our opening here, so we've got servo mounts. There's 4 servo mounts there, 6 actually. I'm not entirely sure what for, but obviously we'll figure that out as we progress. And looks good. We've got our gear mount there. They've painted that all gray already. And they have plywood and then aluminum on the top side. We've got 2 servo mounts for our gear doors. So these are all of our gear doors on this aircraft are going to be servo operated, and kind of cool rivet detail that's all printed on there. So the back end portion, that's what it looks like. Again, looks like a fuselage of an airplane. I am curious, without heating anything up, how this covering is going to come off. So I'm just peeling up one little section back here. Okay, so it's like vinyl. There we go. That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all. I was worried that when the covering gets pulled off this thing, it is going to start tearing up balsa, but that is not bad at all. There we go. That's what we're doing to this thing. It's going to be all torn down. Cool. This actually is interesting to look at. So if you look at this, they've done some filling with light filler. some balsa filler before they put the covering on, which is nice to see. Definitely cool to see how the manufacturers do things. And I don't think that'll be bad at all. So we were worried, like I said, that this covering would be an absolute bear to take off, but it doesn't look bad at all. Looking at this top side here, it looks like when this mounts to our fuselage or the wing, we've got pins that go in here in this front firewall mount. And then we're going to have 2 bolts that come down through here and mount into the blind nuts that are in there. So cool system, very well thought out. This is quite strong, very stiff, like surprisingly stiff. If I give that a hee-haw, it doesn't move. So cool. Very cool airplane. All right, guys, and that's going to wrap up the Bronco unboxing from Hangar 9 Horizon Hobbies. This is a pretty cool project. I was happy that the owner decided to get us to do this project. It's going to be a very unique build. When this plane comes back, like I've mentioned, it's going to look completely different. It's all going to be painted. It's all going to be fiberglass, and it's going to be an awesome start to a beautiful assembly project on an electric-powered Ov-10 aircraft. So really looking forward to it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Additionally, guys, encourage you to check out the Lighter Side of RC After Dark. The After Dark channel is where we do live streams here from the shop. Completely separate channel, and usually every 2 weeks we do a live stream here from the shop, and it's behind the scenes. Very cool because you guys get to interact with us and ask questions while you're on the live stream with us. It's tons of fun. I really enjoy it. So encourage you to check it out. Thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.